I'm so pleased to be here and to join you all today. I've never seen a room quite this big. I guess when lunch is over, somebody's going to play football in here or something. But this entire day is devoted to something that's so very important, and I think the work of Sparrow and the Women Working Wonders with the emphasis on health and well-being it's so vital. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And I think when we see the condition of so many people who aren't afforded even the information or the access to healthy lifestyle practices, it even reinforces why today is so important. Much of what I've lived through, I really didn't count the years or the fact that so much was going on because I was in the room the whole time. I mean, there I was. It was my life and I was doing it, but I wasn't really marking it by years. And then 70 happened. And as part of what I want to share with you today is some of those memories on my road to Motown and to creating with great teams of people. Now I'm, of course, in show business. Ha ha ha. My parents think I've fallen in with the mafia. And it's the only thing they'd been divorced since I was 3 years old, and the only thing that they agreed upon in all that time was the fact that I was going down the wrong path. So on Sundays, 2 disc jockeys rented Cheetah to put on name acts. And because our bands were basically unknown at the time that we were booking them. And I became the person in charge of these Sunday afternoons. They were like tea dances, started at like 3 in the afternoon and go till 7. And one of those days, a group called Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells performed. And a friend of mine said, you should go meet Cindy Birdsong. She's one of the Bluebells. I think you guys would really, hit it off and be friends. So I did. I went to the dressing room. I'm like, I'm the talent coordinator, Cheetah. And sure enough, Cindy and I did become friends. And one day she called me and she said, I've been contacted by Motown to join the Supremes. Florence Ballard is no longer with the group and they need a replacement. What do you think? And what do you mean, what do I think? Of course you're going to do. I was like, oh, this is big. So she joins the Supremes. And on her first performance on the Ed Sullivan Show, which happened to be diagonally across the street from Cheetah, 52nd Street and Broadway, I said, I'm going to take you out for dinner. We're going to celebrate. This is great. So now that I'd opened up my big mouth about taking her to dinner, I was like, how am I going to do that? Because you can't rely on taxis. They think you're going to Harlem if you're black. And of course, my hair wasn't this wonderful blonde then. It was dark, and I was dark. And so taxi drivers didn't want to stop for you. So I did the only practical thing, in my view, that I could do is I rented a limousine that I could ill afford. But there I was, sitting outside the stage door of the Ed Sullivan Theater, waiting for Cindy, dying to go inside. And she came out and said the words that literally changed my life forever. And those words were, Suzanne, Mr. Gordy's car has gone on an errand and he needs a ride. May I tell you that this is the ride that has lasted almost 50 years.